Should we talk about the ThunderDome?
Well, just to be clear, I watched the first few minutes of Smackdown and then the last few minutes. I didn't watch the whole thing. I wanted to get an idea of it. By the way, I used the Cornette rule. Once I saw teleportation, I'm out. And that's when I turned it off.
See, here's the thing. I could not invoke that rule because the lights actually did go out and he didn't vanish in front of our eyes. He didn't vanish out of an enclosed ice machine or out from underneath the water of a swimming pool or whatever. The lights were out for 3 seconds. Of course, there was no time for him to realistically get away, but also that was 2 minutes in the program. I wanted to see their fucking special effects. But thanks a lot, Brian, for watching the whole thing like me.
You didn't say we were going to review it. You didn't say watch SmackDown.
Well, I didn't watch the whole thing anyway. I said watch the ThunderDome. I kept waiting through the whole program to see what the ThunderDome was going to do next.
Well, I knew we were reviewing SummerSlam. I didn't have to watch the ThunderDome the first night of the ThunderDome.
Well, but it's not just one. I assumed the debut, the deflowering of the ThunderDome would be a big deal.
That's why I watched it. I saw 5 minutes of that deflowering, and I was ready for a born-again virgin, I'll tell you.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, look here. The director of this program, Buster Cherry, had a great slate of special effects because that's why I had to watch the whole show, because I figured, well, the ThunderDome is going to do a lot of shit, right? The ThunderDome is going to have all the lighting effects. Well, we figured that, and boy, it's a ball buster. That's a lighting rig, and that's a goddamn technical fucking marvel to put together, and all the different moving pieces, having not only done TV production for the WWE back in those days, the 90s, when it was primitive compared to this, but also having done other productions and more recent ones, low budget ones, where you're like, oh shit, if we could just go to Best Buy and get a fucking 60-inch widescreen, we'd have a Titantron. And also seen the WWE production from a couple of years ago when I was down there at the Hall of Fame thing. Wow. Great fucking business. Expensive. Took a lot of work running that thing. All the feeds to all the screens. Holy crap. And the lighting effects are amazing, and they change with the different entrances and etc. And the lighting changes, and then the lighting changes.
Yep. And
then the lighting changes, and the fans in the seats, except when they drop one of them out because they put up a fucking like a fucking Ted Panda Bear, or somebody says Fire Velveteen Dream. The fans in the seats, that is a live feed. They are moving, but you can't tell. At least I think some of the time they're moving. I've got an 82-inch screen. By the time that they've got all those fans and all those seats, I can't fucking pick out what they could be giving blowjobs in those little bitty teeny. Could you tell what they were fucking doing?
No.
Each individual fan, each individual face in those seats?
No, I thought it was sensory overload. And I feel bad for someone who... someone's going to have a seizure because of that fucking thing.
Well, that's it. Also, it looked to me like they were in a... I hate to say this, they've gone to all the work. That's why I said the work into it was amazing, and the technical people par excellence, and they're professionals to pull this off. But is it polishing a turd if there's nothing different going on besides the lighting and the fact that the fans look like they wallpapered the back wall with the Sunday Comic Funny section? It just looks like colored squares. And that's not... The crowd noise is not what those people on the screen, the noise that they are making in their individual little fucking boxes in their virtual chairs. That's not, they don't, because then you'd hear a bunch of people go, fuck you, or whatever. So it's piped in. Am I right here? It's piped in crowd noise.
Oh, it's ridiculously piped in. Yeah.
Okay. And the visual is real fans in their homes, but they're so tiny that it just looks like colored Post-it notes on all the seats. And so the fans are at home watching the show live on TV. The crowd noise is just recorded and put in where appropriate. And boy, that has to be a pain in the ass too, even though you can tell. I think I like the actual human beings in the building beating on the plexiglass better for a wrestling match. I mean, the entrances are great. If they had this lighting and this apparatus at a WrestleMania or a big event show with actual fans in the arena, well, that would be the best of everything. But I do not see how that. I'm not even sure it made it more pleasant to look at it, but it hasn't changed the content of the show unless the lighting grid suddenly starts shitting wrestlers out into the ring and they start having matches. It's a very remarkably revolutionary, professionally lit, empty building with wrestling going on in it. And the content of the show was pretty much the same as it's been, right?
Yeah, that was my big thing. That was why I checked out right away. I figured, let me see what this is like. And they chased me off within 5 minutes because brand new set, brand new look, new concept, same creative, same bullshit. Bray Wyatt waving goodbye and vanishing. A gang of seemingly hundreds of people hitting the ring. I don't know why no one stopped them. And beating up everyone.
Well, wait a minute. You're jumping ahead for the people, for the many hundreds of thousands in our audience who only watch the shows after we talk about them so they can see how bad they are. Let's catch people up. Vince opened the show. And that's big time, especially these days. He's not out there all the time, but Vince McMahon, biggest star they fucking got, right? Welcome to the Thunderdome. He gave it the old Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul introduction. He barely says 5 words, and then the lights go out, and then here comes the Fiend entrance. And, wonderful lighting effects, blah, blah, blah. It took forever because they wanted you to see their new toy. And he gets in the ring and he's face to face with Vince McMahon. And you can hear the people screaming, but there's obviously no one there. But then Braun Strowman's entrance interrupts and they do another goddamn procession that it was Happy Humphrey ran to the ring quicker than these people. And when Braun Strowman gets in the ring, Vince is gone. You never see Vince again. That's why as soon as I saw Vince, I was like, this is going to be good. They should never have Vince on television unless he's going to do or say something Vince-ish to give you a payoff to the thing. He vanished and had not teleported. He was gone and was not referred to anymore. Did I miss that?
If only that was the way things could go for that company. No, that was it. I mean, look, they hyped up Vince being there because they just wanted to get people in the door. And once people were in the door, they got Vince out of the door.
So then both Braun Strowman and Fiend stare at face to face. That was an old Big Bad John promo about him and Plowboy Frazier. Talk about the fat guys, right? Face to face, we faced each other, stuck out our bellies and run at each other. When the crash came and the dust fell still, Tiny Frazier, the big man, was killed. Anyway, I can remember that from 1976. I don't know what these people said when I watched it sometimes earlier today. Anyway, they're staring at each other forever. 15 ninjas hit the fucking apron. And the lights go out. And when the lights come back on, as you said, the Fiend was gone, and now Braun Strowman's alone with the 15 ninjas. The 15 ninjas comprise the new group of Retribution, right? Was that the name of this group?
Yes. It is WWE's version of the Dark Order, apparently.
Well, yeah, there's a group on each fucking side of the fence here. A bunch of fucking tiny jobbers in indiscriminate black fucking outfits. But Retribution sounds almost like Revolution. That was my idea in OVW in 2003. I'll accept royalty payments. But anyway, they jump Braun Strowman and he's trying to fight back, but there's 15 of them. And after forever, everybody comes out and hits the ring at once. All the WWE locker room. We talk about nobody come in these beatdowns. Either nobody comes forever, and then everybody comes at once, or I don't know what the parameters are for this. Remember, we said the guys got kidnapped unmolested, but Adam Cole and Pat McAfee were about to fight on NXT a couple weeks ago, and everybody came out up to and including Triple H. But anyway, all the WWE guys come out and hit the ring and beat the Retribution guys off, including, did you see there was a fucking blonde girl hit the ring on the WWE side and was in the fucking fight and didn't even mess her makeup up? What the fuck? These 15 unknown ninjas are beating up the world's strongest man, Braun Strowman, and we got to go save him. And come on, Penelope, whatever your fucking name is, you 120-pound blonde girl, you'll turn the tide here for us. Then Braun Strowman beat up a few of the people that saved his ass. And this took 10 fucking minutes, and it was hot garbage. And let me ask you this question. Who's Retribution going to be revealed to be? What is their purpose? What is their reason for coming? Who are those masked men under their disguises?
I have no idea.
Okay. Normally, if you have a mystery person or people with a mystery person, the big reveal is the most important part of this thing. Whether it's the guy behind the curtain or the guy under the mask or the guy in the box, or whether it's the group that invades and takes off their mask to reveal. When you see the face, you know who the fuck it is. Oh my gosh, that's part of the fucking reveal. It has to be somebody. It can't be fucking Putz McGee and, the Bobbsey twins. It has to be somebody that they're going to be shot. Oh shit, it's them. If it's one guy or two guys or three guys, you could be motivated to believe it's going to be them. It's going to be somebody. We're supposed to believe that 15 fucking top guys have just suddenly appeared. This is going to be 15 people that fucking matter. And they're going to be revealed, and this is their motivation. This is why we're all together. Either that or 2 or 3 fucking wrestlers hire 15 fucking guys off the street to wear these stupid outfits and join in this thing, even though they have no fucking skin in the game. They got no personal grudge, or they're not going to get ahead somehow by doing this. How the fuck do you come up with 15 of these fuckers? By what logic and what universe does any of this make any sense?
Well, watch. It'll be just like when they had the anonymous Raw general manager. For seemingly forever, they had that. And then it turned out they had no plan for what it was going to be. They came up with the concept. They had no idea who the general manager was going to be. And then at the end of the day, I think it was Hornswoggle.
I wasn't watching then, but I went through the Black Scorpion, so I know
same
what the fucking
concept.
Yeah,
same concept. We have an idea. Because that's the thing. Is it just going to be the NXT guys? In which case it'll be a letdown. Who's going to be the leader of it? Is it going to be someone we know? In that case, who could it be that it wouldn't be a letdown? I don't know. I don't care. WWE doesn't know how to put together compelling content in 2020.
The next thing was compelling because Big E and Sheamus started arguing. See, all the guys came out of the ring and ran the ninjas off into the hinterlands, but then Big E and Sheamus, because they had some heat from last week, they started arguing, and they said, well, we'll just have our match right now. So all the rest of the WWE talent surrounded the ring looking in fear for those 15 midget ninjas that they ran off while Big E and Sheamus had a fucking match.